It's all about the power words. Oh yeah. Oh, you gotta put some power into your writing, create some power copy with the power words. Yo, it's Anthony, and today I'm just gonna talk to you about why you should inject some power words, powerful copy, so that when you write whatever you want to write, at least it's gonna stand out and it's gonna sound good, especially for if you're writing for a landing page and you want those people to just buy from you. You're just gonna put some words like, guaranteed and bold is guaranteed and that kind of stuff. All right, let's jump right into it. So what exactly are power words? Why am I making such a big fuss about you gotta add some power to your copy? It's because when you write words, the type of word, like, words are pretty powerful and not a lot of people realize that, and that just by changing a word, just one word, into some other word. I know, very scientific right there, Anthony. Just one word to a bigger verb, it creates a different connotation. Yeah, let's take a good example, like let's walking, all right? When you're walking, you want to get from point A to point B, right? But what if you change that word to running, right? You're gonna have a different image. You're gonna have someone, maybe sprinting, or you don't know what, but you know that they're going faster than when they're walking, right? What if we use sprinting? Now you know that he's going top speed to get from point A to point B. What if you're putting he's sloughing through? You're getting an image that there's like a lot of obstacles in the way. Or maybe something like crawling, just these type of words, they have the same point of going from point A to point B, but it creates different images on your head. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that whatever words you want to use, that you're purposely creating these images in your reader's head so that you're creating the type of image that you want for them. Okay? All right, let's take a good example. All right, let's do a Gettysburg speech. All right, from Lincoln. He's got a lot of powerful words. Okay. All right, let me just read the first sentence. He says, "407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal." Now, there's a lot of, it's like kind of like an old language, old man speak, but you can see that he uses a lot of words that they have a lot of emphasis, a lot of oomph behind it. He could have just went up and said something like, during the middle of the Civil War, he was like, all right, some dudes from a long time ago, I think it was 1796 or something, they created a country, and now because we have a civil war right now, we gotta fight. All right, guys, you with me? That could have been his speech right there. That's like a good summary of whatever I just read a moment ago. All right? That's why it's important that with the way you phrase your words, the type of words that you use is really important for shaping whether you're doing a speech, whether you're writing a landing page, while you're talking to someone. The type of words that you convey have a specific image attached to it. Okay? So how exactly can we use these power words? Like, how do you know which ones, fit the bill correctly? Well, there's a book called, what was it? Cashvertising, all right? It's a good book, I recommend it. And basically what he says is that there's 7 innate emotions that every human has, and that is, 1, surviving, okay? 2, food and water. 3, shelter. 4, protection of, their companions, their tribe. Usually it's like a children or their wife. What else is there? Having a comfortable life, having a sexual companionship. Someone, just get a little warm at night. What else is there? There is being approved by others, and last but not least, it is to be superior. To be on top, to be that number one in your whole tribe. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to take these core emotions that these people have, and you want to shape it into whatever speech or whatever landing page. Usually when you're trying to sell something, because since everybody has these fears, or not just fears, but these desires that's just built into them, if you could tap into that, it makes your copy a lot more powerful, okay? And so it also just doesn't bore the readers, you know. It's a lot more fun when you're reading something that says, you know, diddly doo dah instead of, you know, hi. You know, it's kind of random, but, you know, it's just whatever. All right, so I decided to, you know, it's kind of hard to figure out exactly which emotions are which. So I just picked the most important ones. I wrote a list of 1,039 power words you could use on my blog post and the link below. And I'm just gonna separate into 10 categories that you can just use, that you could use for your writing, okay? So the first one is fear-based writing, all right? Fear-based writing is something that really grabs your attention. It's a lot of what is like, you know, very spooky words. It's maybe, you know, like boo, you know, kind of spooky. But basically, let's see, a lot of news uses it, all right? A lot of CNN, you know, the murder trial, or people who's been abducted, or these orphans have been abandoned by this, you know, cruel hospital. You know, just these type of words, it's just, it really grabs your attention and really taps into the fear of, okay, something, my life could be in danger because the word murder invokes, you know, someone dying. Maybe it's not you specifically, but just that image is just very visceral, and it's just, it it's scary, all right? So someone losing their life, all right? So that's why it's, you got to be careful when you're using these words. A lot of places like National Enquirer, and you know when you're on the supermarket and you see those newspapers where it's like $240 million in debt. What they're using is they're using a fear-based approach of these type of words so that it grabs your attention, okay? And when you grab someone's attention like that, they're definitely going to look, and they're definitely going to be scared. But you also want, if you're trying to sell something using fear-based stuff, you want to make sure that you channel it into, so not that they're so scared that they can't take action, but something more like, here's a fear, you know. There's a lot of, you know, let's take for example self-defense, all right? There's a lot of criminals out there, and you never know when you could be attacked. But you can come to our self-defense institute here so that you can never worry about that again. You know, so you got to take that pain point of fear and transfer it into something that, you know, that you could sell, or something that you're trying to sell. Like in this case, your self-defense institute, okay? The second one is those sexy words. I put it under lust, but basically it's those sexy, you know, that Victoria Angel, you know, that captivating, luscious. It's a lot of companies that like to, you know, invoke that sexiness, you know, that desire of being wanted by someone, all right? And a lot of clothing companies, especially Victoria's Secret, they use these type of words so that when they grab that, they'll be like, wow, I want to be captivating, I want to be luscious hair, I want some, you know, I want some beautiful lips, you know, stuff like that. It really taps into the desire of, especially for women who want to look beautiful and be, you know, desired by someone else, desired by the loved ones. It's just, it invokes a powerful image of, it's just built into their DNA to just want to be with someone, right? To be the best you can, right? And that's just one way of tapping into using these lust and sexy words. The next category is, I put it under greed, okay? It's like that word where it's like, you know, you can make a $5,000 business with a less than $1,000 almost overnight. You know, it's those type of words where it's like, wow, I can actually make some money, and this actually doesn't sound like a scam, because it's not saying I'm going to win $10,000 overnight with nothing to lose. You know, you got to make it believable, but at the same time, it's these greed words where during the 2020, where it's just, there's a lot of scams out there, you got to make sure, one, is believable, and two, you got to tap into greediness, you know, the greediness in our heart that wants more money. You know, maybe you got to tap into something like, you know, it's private, it's exclusive, it's VIP. It's like, wow, maybe I want to join that club. Or maybe it's something that's a limited edition. You know, that's why a lot of companies do it, is because it's limited, and they're like, wow, I could actually miss out if I don't grab that. It's a combination of fear and greed-based writing, okay? Next one on the list is what I like to call, you know, power warm words, okay? The words that make you feel good inside. Words like something like healthy, you know, warm smile, laugh from your soul, increase the quality of your life. You know, those type of words is It's for a different market, different type of emotion that you want to grab in. It's really good for niches like meditation, or for spiritual stuff, or maybe something if you're trying to get healthy, or just have a positive mindset kind of niche. And what this does is, instead of these other words where it's just tapping into fear, greed, and lust, these carnal desires that you have, it's more like this warm, just like you're basking in the sunlight, and it's just, wow, I feel great. And what it does is, these happy emotions is, when you use these type of words in your writing, it invokes a happy image when you're writing your product. And when you're writing these happy words that are like, oh yeah, this is great, it creates this image of that your product, whatever you're trying to sell, is gonna bring this type of warmth that you're writing to them. The next category, the fifth one, is trust power words. Okay, trust is basically those type of words where it's like 30 days money back guaranteed, or very powerful ones are quotes and testimonials. Things that are like, when I used his advice, my sales tripled. And when you get advice or testimonials from someone who's used their service, it builds a sense of trust. It builds a sense of, okay, it's not a scam where you got mail, a chance to win $1,000. It doesn't give that scammy kind of feeling. It gives more like, okay, this business might be legit. Let me check it out. All right, this stuff seems pretty legit. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna lose anything, and I have nothing to lose. I could trust that this business is real, and that the product that they're offering is real. And this is the point of every single point of copy, or everything you want to sell, is because you want to make sure that the customer trusts you. Because if they don't trust you, well, most likely they're not going to buy whatever you're selling, right? That's why it's important to use these trust words sparingly, but also throughout, give the sense of trusting through your whole, whatever, your landing page. Because when you do that, it makes it so much easier to sell whatever you're trying to sell, all right? Next one is curious power words. Now, it goes along with greed, but at the same time, it's just a little different, all right? You can use the words like limited edition, but at the same time, it's like, what's a lot of National Enquirers use this, or like those newspapers that you see in the supermarket. They make you so curious that they want you to look at the newspaper, look around, and hopefully you purchase it, right? So it's stuff like first peek, or from the vault, kind of stuff. This type of stuff where it's like, oh wow, these hidden stuff that that may not be shown in the public can be seen right here, kind of stuff. And using these words creates a sense of, it creates I don't know how to put it, exclusiveness, all right? And when you have this sense of exclusiveness to your product, it just makes it so much easier to, create this sense of bonding with your customers. And when they're bonded, they're hooked onto the copy. If you can use curious words, it just makes it a lot easier for them to keep reading on to the next sentence and the next one, to learn more, figure out what they're missing out. And maybe you could put at the bam at the end, say, if you want to be fulfilled with your curiosities, you just buy this book right here, or something like that. There's a lot of creativity using curious power words, but it's up to you to figure out how to do that. Next one is anger. Words like grrr, just like silence, cheating, words that just agitate you. When you use these words, it makes the person angry. It gets them boiled up. And the reason why you want to do that is because when you're stirring up emotions in them, rather than just being a computer that's skimming through, if you can actually get their emotions, they're much more likely to be invested in whatever you're writing. And when they're invested in whatever you're writing, they're going to be much more likely to read it. And hopefully your writing can actually sell the product. Next one is vanity power words. Words that you want to sell yourself. You want to make sure that, like, yeah, I'm the greatest. I'm great. Words like how to have $1 million smile, that type of words. And you want to tap into this desire, because even though we may not admit it, there is a part of us that just wants to show off and look good to other people. And when you put this type of writing into your words, it makes it, I don't know, it just feels good, okay? It feels good when you have these type of words. And the last category, I just decided to combine it, but it's like this miscellaneous words that they can bring emotion, but at the same time, you can't really classify it. It's stuff like, you know, AF, is for cosmopolitan, it's like the texting language, and it does bring this image, but at the same time, it can't really be classified as a type of emotion. But at the same time, it conjures an image, and that's exactly what you want to do with your writing. You want to create these movies in your reader's head, so that whatever they do, they get invested, they want to buy from you, and the list goes on and on. But that's exactly what you want to do with this writing. And at the same time, these miscellaneous words, they can include words like selling, like ironclad guarantee or money back guarantee, or maybe something like, I don't know, free shipping, free preview. A lot of what you see is because you see these everywhere is because it works, all right? And what you want to do is you want to use these examples that you see everywhere that may look a little, 30-day shipping, or not 30-day shipping, 30-day money back guarantee. And what you want to do is you want to take all of this and be like, all right, yeah. And you want to take what's working for other people and use it in your own copy, whether it's selling words, whether it's vanity words, whether it's miscellaneous words that you just made up because it sounds funny. Just use whatever words, see what works for you,